Attention Canadians and expats! Massive changes to CPP and OAS payments are hitting this December, and millions could see delays, reduced benefits, or new eligibility rules that catch them off guard. Are you ready? Or will you be left scrambling when the system changes forever? Experts are calling it a game changer. But the truth is, very few people fully understand how these changes will play out. The Canadian government, in coordination with the OAS, has announced that the new regulations will standardize payment timelines, adjust eligibility requirements, and, in some cases, modify benefit calculations. While the intention is to streamline processes and reduce administrative delays, the ripple effects are expected to be felt far and wide. For retirees receiving CPP benefits, one of the most immediate concerns is timing. Under the old system, delays in paperwork or minor administrative errors could mean waiting weeks or even months for payments to arrive. Starting this December, the new rules will enforce strict timelines. Payments will be released on specific dates each month, without exceptions. That sounds straightforward, but for individuals who rely on precise monthly income to manage rent, mortgage, or daily expenses, even a minor delay under the old system was manageable. Now, there's no flexibility, and missing the exact paperwork deadline could push your first payment back significantly. In addition to timing, eligibility adjustments are another major concern. The government has revised contribution requirements, aiming to make the system fairer for long-term contributors while also targeting loopholes that allowed short-term workers to maximize benefits unfairly. For some Canadians who have worked intermittently or who have had periods of self-employment, this could mean recalculating expected benefits and adjusting retirement plans. Financial advisors are already warning that some individuals may see a decrease in their monthly payouts if they don't take steps now to verify their contributions and employment records. One key change is the method used to calculate average earnings over a person's career. Previously, CPP and OAS calculations focused on overall lifetime contributions. The new rules, however, will emphasize the highest earning years, while also applying stricter scrutiny to gaps in employment. For retirees, this could either mean an increase or decrease in benefits, depending on career history. For those with irregular work patterns, self-employed professionals, or people who took time off for family reasons, this may necessitate a careful review to ensure no critical years are excluded. The OAS component adds another layer of complexity. For expatriates or Canadians living abroad, the OAS rules will now include a verification system tied to international financial institutions. Essentially, the OAS will require proof of residency or income in participating countries to qualify for benefits. For many expats, this means submitting additional documentation and adhering to stricter deadlines than ever before. Missing a single verification step could delay or reduce payments, which has already raised concerns among retirees living overseas. Financial analysts are pointing out that these changes aren't just bureaucratic tweaks. They could have long-term implications on personal savings and retirement strategies. For example, with the new rules enforcing exact timelines, financial planners suggest setting aside a buffer for at least 3 months' worth of expenses before relying entirely on CPP or OAS payments. This is especially crucial for couples or individuals on fixed incomes, where a delay in even a single payment could disrupt utility bills, insurance premiums, or other recurring obligations. But it's not all about caution. There are benefits embedded in these new rules as well. By standardizing the process and eliminating inconsistencies, the government expects to reduce administrative errors significantly. Some experts predict that the number of incorrect payments or overpayments will drop dramatically, leading to a smoother experience for beneficiaries in the long term. For those who have faced frustrating delays or miscalculations in the past, this could be a welcome change. The implementation strategy has also been carefully structured. Payments under the new system will be staggered across the last 2 weeks of the month, reducing the likelihood of system overload and technical glitches. This phased rollout is intended to ensure that both the CPP and OAS offices can process large volumes of applications efficiently. However, skeptics warn that new systems often face teething problems, and anyone expecting a perfectly smooth transition may be in for a surprise. One of the most debated topics around these changes is the question of retroactive adjustments. The government has announced that any discrepancies or underpayments discovered after implementation will be corrected, but only up to a certain limit. If someone discovers that their payment was calculated incorrectly after several months, the retroactive payment may not cover the full amount owed. This has sparked warnings from advocacy groups representing retirees, urging everyone to double-check their records immediately and to submit any corrections before the cutoff date. Another aspect that's receiving attention is the interaction between CPP and other retirement income streams. In the past, many Canadians relied on a mix of pension plans, personal savings, and part-time work to cover expenses. With the new rules emphasizing exact timing and eligibility, it may become necessary to adjust withdrawal schedules from other savings or investment accounts. Advisors recommend reviewing RRSPs, TFSAs, and other personal retirement funds to ensure there's no mismatch between incoming CPP or OAS payments and outgoing expenses. The government has also released guidelines for younger workers, highlighting how the new rules will affect contributions moving forward. Starting this December, the contribution assessment will become more precise, with automated systems tracking monthly earnings and adjusting future benefits projections accordingly. While this may seem distant to young professionals just starting their careers, financial planners stress that early awareness is key. A small misstep now, like failing to properly report self-employment income, could lead to lower benefits decades down the line. For Canadians living in rural areas or small towns, another concern is access to information. Local service centers will experience a surge in inquiries as beneficiaries try to understand the nuances of these new rules. Waiting times, even with online tools, are expected to increase, prompting many to seek independent financial advice. Online portals are being upgraded to handle higher traffic, but experts warn that personal verification may still require in-person visits, depending on individual circumstances. Technology is playing a major role in the transition. The government has launched new digital platforms that allow beneficiaries to track their payment schedules, verify employment history, and submit required documents electronically. While this promises convenience, it also introduces new challenges. Cybersecurity experts warn that increased online activity around financial data could attract fraudsters, making it critical for individuals to maintain secure accounts, use strong passwords, and verify any correspondence claiming to be from the government. One area that has generated controversy is the treatment of dual-income households. The new rules incorporate a more complex formula that assesses combined earnings and adjusts CPP benefits accordingly. Some families may see an increase, while others could face reductions, depending on how their combined contributions compare to the new calculation model. Analysts note that couples should review their statements carefully and consider whether rebalancing contributions or adjusting retirement plans could help maximize benefits. As the December deadline approaches, public awareness campaigns are intensifying. Social media channels, government websites, and local newspapers are all highlighting the need for immediate action. There is a clear message: do not wait until the last minute. Submitting documentation late, failing to verify employment history, or overlooking new eligibility criteria could result in significant delays or even loss of benefits. Retiree advocacy groups have urged the government to extend grace periods or provide additional support for those who may struggle with technology or paperwork. While some concessions have been made, the general consensus is that the rules are strict and non-negotiable. This places an added burden on individuals to understand the system, verify their records, and act proactively. Financial planners are recommending a step-by-step approach. First, check your current CPP and OAS statements to ensure all contributions and residency periods are accurately recorded. Next, review the new rules, paying special attention to timing, eligibility, and calculation methods. Then, prepare any required documentation, including proof of employment, residency, or previous contributions. Finally, consider consulting a financial advisor, particularly if you have a complex work history, dual-income household, or are living abroad. The overarching goal of these changes, according to the government, is fairness and efficiency. By standardizing payments, eliminating errors, and creating clear timelines, they aim to make the system more predictable and reliable. For most Canadians, the end result should be positive, but the transition period will require vigilance, attention to detail, and perhaps most importantly, early action. This December marks a critical turning point. Whether you are a retiree counting on CPP payments to cover day-to-day living expenses, a working professional planning for retirement, or an expatriate depending on OAS benefits, the changes are real, substantial, and unavoidable. Awareness, preparation, and timely action are the keys to ensuring that your benefits continue uninterrupted. Experts suggest creating a personal checklist. Verify your employment history. Confirm contribution records. Double-check residency documentation if living abroad. Track deadlines and secure digital accounts. By taking proactive steps now, you can avoid potential pitfalls, reduce stress, and ensure a smoother transition into the new system.